Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Silvana. I'm a certified functional nutritionist, and I like to cover topics pertaining to women's health, especially where lifestyle modifications play a role. You will find me talking about things like PCOS, perimenopause, menopause, infertility, and so forth. This month in particular, we are talking about epigenetics, or the way that your genes are affected by outside factors such as lifestyle and nutrition. This week in particular, we are talking about stress and epigenetics. So let's dive in. But first, I would love to remind you to hit that subscribe and like button. It greatly helps me in the YouTube universe. So let's dig right in. Early life stress, or ELS, induces long term phenotypic adaptations that contribute to increased vulnerability to a host of neuropsychiatric disorders. Epigenetic mechanisms, including DNA methylation, histone modifications, and non coding RNA, are a proposed link between environmental stressors, alterations in gene expression, and phenotypes. Epigenetic modifications play a primary role in shaping functional differences between cell types and can be modified by environmental factors, especially in early development. Together with contributions from genetic variations, epigenetic mechanisms orchestrate patterns of gene expression with specific cell type that contribute to phenotypic variations between individuals. Essentially, what this is saying is that epigenetic factors or your genes are affected by stress, especially in early life stress. So, childhood, that's when it really starts. Let's keep going. Okay, and from the Institute of Functional Health, the epigenetic effects of stress. The word stress is often used in daily discourse to reflect the pattern of our busy lives. For some, stress comes and goes, but when stress becomes chronic, usually from unresolved uncertainty, serious bodily damage can manifest. Who would have thought? During a stressful event, neuroendocrine, cardiovascular, and emotional responses become activated and can disturb the body's normal physiological equilibrium. Notice this mentions several different body systems. Over the past decade, studies have shown that chronic stress can also induce genome-wide epigenetic changes and the distribution of molecules in the brain, the central organ of stress and adaptation to stress. What's more, maternal genetic changes that result from high cortisol exposure may even be passed down to future generations. So, stress during pregnancy can affect the fetus and future generations. But let's keep going. Okay, just a little bit more from the Functional Medicine Institute. Early life adverse events and poor maternal care have been linked to changes in GC receptor methylation. Gene environment interactions are key to how the brain develops, and adverse and stressful childhood experiences, or ACE, have been a powerful effect on lifelong trajectories of health and disease. In fact, stressors that occur early in development have greater and more enduring effects than stressors that occur in adulthood. Interesting. I'm going to summarize this next paragraph for you. You can pause to read. Essentially, they talk about the HPA axis and how there is a disruption in neuroendocrine regulations, especially when the baby is separated from the mother after birth, and how these disruptions may cause behavioral problems in adulthood, such as impaired memory and learning, anxiety, and depressive-like behaviors. And then the epigenetic effect of stress can also be seen within the womb. Research from 2008 suggests the maternal stress level may affect the gestational development of a fetus in the third trimester. In the study, a maternally depressed or anxious mood resulted in the increased methylation of CpG rich region in the promoter in exon 1F of the GR gene in the cord blood of newborns. And these effects on the methylation of the NR3C1 gene have been shown to be persistent beyond infancy, suggesting a functional consequence of this epigenetic variation of HbA stress reactivity. Let's keep going. Okay, we cannot talk about epigenetics without talking about sleep. So here we go. Sleep deprivation and the epigenome. Sleep deprivation disrupts the lives of millions of people every day and has a profound impact on the molecular biology of the brain. These effects begin as changes within a neuron at the DNA and RNA level and result in alterations in neurological plasticity and dysregulation of many cognitive functions, including learning and memory. The epigenome plays a critical role in regulating gene expression in the context of memory storage. You can pause to read the middle. The link between sleep and the epigenome is only beginning to be elucidated, but clear evidence exists that epigenetic alterations occur following sleep deprivation. In the future, these changes to the epigenome could be utilized as biomarkers of sleep loss or as therapeutic targets for sleep-related disorders. Interesting. Let's keep going. Okay, a little bit more about sleep before we move on. The association between sleep quality and accelerated epigenetic aging with metabolic syndrome in Korean adults. Healthy sleep is vital for maintaining optimal mental and physical health. Accumulating evidence suggests that sleep loss and disturbances play a significant role in the biological aging process, early onset of disease, and reduced lifespan. While numerous studies have explored the association between biological aging and its derivers, only a few studies have examined its relationship with sleep quality. In this study, we investigated the association between sleep quality and epigenetic age acceleration while using blood samples from a cohort of 692 Korean adults. You can pause to read the rest. I'll skip to the conclusion. This study suggests that worsening sleep quality, especially in poor sleepers, is associated with accelerated epigenetic aging. Let's keep going. Okay, let's close this off with epigenetics and childhood trauma. Adverse childhood experiences may be referred by other terms and have a lifelong impact on mental and physical health. For example, childhood trauma has been associated with post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD, anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. The heritability of ACE-related phenotypes such as PTSD, depression, and resilience is low to moderate and, moreover, is very variable for a given phenotype, which implies that gene by environment interactions, such as through epigenetic modifications, may be involved in the onset of phenotypes. Okay. In closing, let's just talk about this. It's not just about nutrition and lifestyle. Stress, childhood trauma, poor sleep, all play a role in epigenetic factors and the way that our genes are going to express. Now, I know that it's not possible to completely wipe out stress from our daily lives. It is, however, possible to make changes and to increase the stress response so that we are not engaging or turning on genes that may affect us negatively. I know you're probably thinking it's not possible. Take this from a type A personality who, just like the rest of the world, has experienced a multitude of stresses from childhood on. It is absolutely essential that we take care of our stress, our sleep, and our mental health, especially where childhood trauma is related. That's all I have for you today. I do want to remind you, though, to hit that subscribe and like button. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week.